This week, I've been showing you 5 of my favorite features from the Edcafe AI website that could seriously enhance how you are teaching and planning your lessons. And today, I have saved the best for last. We are looking at the Chatbot. And seriously, I got so excited when I tested this out. You really need to see it for yourself.
I'm very excited to show you this. So this is what comes up at the start. You do need to be quite specific with your instructions for a chatbot. I would recommend as soon as you find something that works, you paste it into a document and you keep it safe. I did not do that and I regret it now. And if you do want any support with refining your prompts, then feel free to comment at the bottom of this video. So once I put in my prompt, this is what you get. So it gives you the instructions. Obviously this is in Spanish because I'm asking for a Spanish chatbot. And actually I read through this and then I realized that part of my instructions hadn't been clear enough. So I was able to go back and edit the instructions and then it came out better as to what I want. So I like that this is really clear, that you can double check it before you send it to students. You can also, and I love this, you can upload knowledge. So if you wanted to be questioning them purely on things that they have learned, then you can set that the limits are they only use the information from the files, which I think is a really great feature. I've tried this with various chatbots before and I've never seen this, and I think it's really, really helpful. Obviously language, you do have an option for it to be spoken interaction as opposed to written, so you could also choose the output and the voice as well. So all really, really impressive. Test me out. I'm just going to show you the conversation because honestly, this is definitely the best chatbot I have ever used, and I have tried several to try and achieve either as a research objective in English or as a conversation in Spanish. And so I'll show you the things that I really like that it's done well. So question, answer. I had asked it to give me corrections in English because otherwise students aren't going to understand it, which it's done here really well. And then it goes back into Spanish, which is one of the things I had struggled to get previous chatbots to do. And it's pushing me to develop my answers a bit more. This is something I asked it to do in my instructions, but still it's doing it well. So you would need to train students how to interact with a chatbot, I think in English even as in Spanish. So things like if you don't understand something, tell it and it will explain it to you. So I've done that and it's explained to me in English, but then it's gone back to the next question. Then it's asking me to develop my ideas. Again, as a student, I'm getting a bit annoyed now. Kate, I don't understand. This time it's given it to me in Spanish, more simple. And I think if a student was prepared, if you had explained it to them well enough and they were prepared to work a little bit to understand the interactions, then they would be able to do this. It's also quite nice and motivating, although whether or not a student would understand that, it depends on the student. I've asked it here to give me some English and then it gives me the English explanation and then it continues in Spanish, etc. So I am super impressed with this. It has done everything I've asked it to do. It is engaging with what the student, i.e. me in this case testing it out, is saying, but it is always going back to the original instructions that it's been given. Very, very impressed. And again, because it's a QR code that you can share it with, they can do this in class. And yes, not always, obviously, but sometimes this could be a really handy, an easy way for you to test what they know and ensure engagement, because you can also view the chats, so you can see what the students are saying. You can check that they're doing it properly. They can be held to account for things that they're not supposed to be doing. I just think it's a really great way to give students some specific feedback, whether as homework or as a plenary in class. Keeps them engaged. Certainly really obvious ways for us to use it in Spanish to develop conversation and just general confidence with the language. But in any subject, it can be used to test people. It could be used as a research chatbot. There's so many options for using chatbots and they're all, I just think, really exciting. And like I said, the QR code means schools that don't have access to devices beyond the phone are able to do this really easily as well. So loving this a lot.
And that wraps up the series. 5 features, 5 days, 5 whole new ways to teach smarter. Let me know in the comments what was your favorite, which ones you're going to be trying out in your classroom, and what you would like me to try next. Thanks for watching. See you next time.